Major changes on the way home buyers interact with their agents. Coming up. Hi, I'm Brian Best with Exit King Realty Sun and Sand Living, and welcome to our channel. You know, we are dedicated to guiding you every step of the way through your real estate journey, whether you're buying or selling, maybe you're looking for a trusted vendor, or you're just looking for one of the best spots that Sarasota has to offer. We've got you covered. So let us be your one-stop shop for everything Sarasota and local expertise.
Yeah, absolutely, Brian. And I am Phillip Zaller. I am a mortgage loan originator with Nexa Mortgage. To be your ultimate source of real estate in Sarasota, we need your help. Please hit the subscribe button and then the bell to be notified whenever we release new videos. Your likes and your comments, they boost our visibility and help other people like you discover our channel. So Brian, things are about to change for home buyers and real estate agents. Can you give us a little bit of background information about what's coming down the pipeline?
Absolutely. So we got to rewind back to maybe last year. Some sellers in Missouri, they all got together with a lawyer and they presented a class action lawsuit. And what this lawsuit said was the sellers were upset that they had to pay a buyer's agent commission. They thought that it increased home values and all this other stuff, but ultimately what it came down to was they won the lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors. So here we are today, and we got some major changes coming up.
So can you speak into a little bit about what that will mean for buyers moving forward?
Absolutely. So the biggest thing coming up on August 17th, buyers are going to have to sign a buyer agent agreement form before they go see any homes. So the way it worked previously is somebody would call me and they say, hey Brian, I want to go see 123 Main Street. So we get in the car, we set up the showing, and we go see 123 Main Street in hopes that they're going to buy that house, right? Without any agreement between the two of us, it was an implied agreement, right? Well, now we're going to have something on paper that says, there's some very specific terminology in here, and we'll get to that here in just a second.
Brian, that sounds great. Are there any costs associated with this agreement as we move forward?
Phil, I'm so glad you asked that question because that is the crux of this whole thing, right? So the seller said, we don't want to pay a buyer's agent commission. So what does that mean for you, buyer? It means you're going to be on the hook for that fee or that compensation. So one of the key terms in this agreement is how much you're willing to pay your buyer's agent if the seller is not going to pay. Now the seller still can pay that compensation, which means that doesn't come out of your pocket. But if they say, you know what, we can't do that, then you're going to be on the hook for it.
Right on. So needless to say, these are some pretty substantial changes that are coming. How long are these agreements?
So the agreements, just like the commission, the agreement, the length of the term is negotiable as well. So you can, negotiate how much you want to pay. You can also negotiate how long you want this agreement to go for. It could be for one house. It could be for 10 showings. It could be for more like a listing agreement where you're in the contract for 6 months to a year.
Right on. And this change is going to be a nationwide change, right? This is not just local to Florida. This is across the nation. And because we know this, there's going to be some confusion, and there's going to be a lot of questions. So what we're going to do is we're going to drop a link to the agreement in the description below. But also, if you have questions personally, drop them in the comment section below, and Brian or myself will get back with you, and we'll get clarification on anything that you are confused about. All right, so Brian, another question I just thought of. Let's just say someone is not happy with the service that their agent is providing. Are they able to cancel that agreement?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
So they are able to, on page 2, I believe, there is a conditional termination. Okay, so but what you have to understand is that conditional termination also has another provision in it called a protection period. So let's say I take a buyer and I show them a home and they don't like me particularly, which I don't get that.
Can't imagine that.
Can you imagine that?
Nope.
I don't get that. But anyways, they want to cancel the agreement. So there may be a cancellation fee involved. But the protection period says, okay, well, if the buyer goes with a new agent and they go see a house that I showed, that I am still eligible for that compensation, along with the new agent. So it could be a double whammy.
Gotcha. Is there any way around that for the buyer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So what I would recommend everybody do, whether you're working with me or another agent, is that in the additional terms, you put an unconditional termination, which basically says if you cancel this contract, that the broker, this current broker, is not entitled to any other compensation. So just make sure you're protected. These are great questions to ask your agent as you interview agents. Every time a seller wants to sell their house, they're going to interview multiple agents. That's going to be the case with buyers because, you know, the seller wants to know, I want to make sure that I pick the right agent that's going to get my house sold. Now every buyer wants to make sure that they're going to get the right house, and they want an agent that's going to be able to negotiate the terms of the deal and get it done for them.
Right on, right on. So there's a lot of items that are going to be covered in the agreement. What me and Brian here have done is try to hit the main, the larger items in the agreement. If you'd like to see a copy of the agreement, like I said earlier, we're going to have one posted in the description below. And also, once again, if you have questions, use the comment section below. Me and Brian both monitor this, and you know, we'll get back to you with answers to whatever questions that you have.
Yeah, and we do understand the waters are getting really kind of muddy right now. So understanding these key points of this buyer-broker agreement is only going to provide clarity as you move on down the road. So thank you so much for watching. My name is Brian Best, Exit King Realty, Sun and Sand Living. Phone number is 941-587-2551. And please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe, as it does help us move videos through the algorithm.
That's right. And I am Phillip Zaller. I am a mortgage loan originator with Nexa Mortgage, and you can reach me at 941-232-1939.